Hillary Clinton has been sounding more and more progressive since she announced her presidential run. So let's watch a segment here from an event that she did in Iowa.
The deck is still stacked in favor of the at the top. And there's something wrong with that. There's something wrong when CEOs make 300 times more than the typical worker. And there's something wrong when hedge fund managers pay lower tax rates than nurses or the truckers that I saw on I-80 as I was driving here over the last 2 days. I'm running for president because I think that Americans and their families need a champion. And I want to be that champion. I want to stand up and fight for people.
So what do you think of that?
I just feel like it's a great message, but she's got to stop sounding like, if this is going to really resonate with people, it has to stop sounding like she talked to Elizabeth Warren on the phone and then repeated everything Elizabeth Warren said. I don't know. I mean, I wish she had said this a little bit before the two of them met.
Okay, I don't know if I've ever said this before, and I'm ashamed to even begin the sentence, but I agree with that host on Morning Joe. Yes, Mika, I think, is correct there. Hillary Clinton learned. Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to be a Democrat. I have a progressive base I have to win over in order to get to the general election. I guess it's time for me to talk about the issues they really care about. Let me copy Elizabeth Warren. So, understand, am I happy that she's doing it? Am I happy that she's talking like this? I mean, yeah, because she's talking about all the right things now, and she's being more progressive, at least in the sense that the words that are coming out of her mouth are more progressive. So she's doing the proper strategy there. That's the best way to frame it. She's doing the proper strategy in order to be successful. There's no doubt about that. But do I believe her? No, I don't believe her. So she even came out the other day and spoke about how she's in favor of a constitutional amendment to get money out of politics. Now, a lot of people, when they hear that, they go, come on, man. We're talking about Hillary Clinton here. She's raised so much money in her life from different corporate interests and different world governments who give her money and elites all over the place. There's no way that she's in favor of getting money out of politics. And my response to that is, yeah, you're right. There is no way. And you have to listen very carefully when these guys talk, because sometimes they drop some hints or they let you know what they're actually in favor of as they try to seem like they're for something better. And in the case of Hillary Clinton, what she was talking about was the same thing that the Democrats already proposed in the Senate when they said, we are in favor of an amendment to the Constitution to do campaign finance reform. Now, remember, the amendment, all it did was repeal Citizens United, the most recent decision which allowed more money into the political system. But in essence, what Citizens United did, or there was McCutcheon, which was the most recent, but the one before that, but what McCutcheon and what Citizens United did is it shot a dead horse, because we already had almost full corruption and full legalized bribery in the American political system. So what Hillary Clinton called for when she spoke about that, and what Harry Reid and the Senate Democrats called for, was they wanted an amendment to allow Congress to do campaign finance laws and regulate money in politics if they so choose and if it passes. So don't get it twisted. It's not like Hillary Clinton came out, and it's not like Harry Reid came out before and they said, we are in favor of, for example, the Wolfpack Amendment, which gets money out of politics by law and makes it illegal for corporations and rich people and anybody to give private money to politicians. That's not what she's in favor of, and that's not what the Democrats and the Senate are in favor of. You have to listen very carefully to what their proposal was. We went over it on the show at the time. I read the exact proposal to you and explained what's wrong with it. And the proposal is, let's just get rid of Citizens United, but okay, keep in place Buckley versus Vallejo and Bellotti, the cases from the late 1970s and onwards, which said money essentially equals free speech. So what they're saying is, allow us to regulate the money in politics if we choose to, and if it passes through Congress, which it won't because the Republicans control it. So they just want to be allowed to regulate it. They didn't say they're actually going to do it. Notice here, man, you see, this is why politics is so tricky. And The problem with that idea is what's going to be the effective result. It's going to cut off the legs from the Wolfpack movement and other money in politics movements like the Move to Amend, which Tom Hartman is associated with, another progressive talk show host. It's going to cut the legs off from all those movements because everybody's going to go, oh, well, mission accomplished. We got it. We got some sort of a constitutional amendment here, which is kind of sort of on our side, so we're done here. But again, it's just allowing Congress to do campaign finance laws again. It doesn't say they're going to do it, and it doesn't say it's permanent. And it doesn't say, hey, this is a constitutional principle now that you cannot give private money to politicians. It doesn't go far enough. So what it would do is even if we got that proposal, the net result wouldn't be what you think it is because there'd still be corruption allowed in the system. So this is what I see. When I hear Hillary Clinton make progressive talking points like this and all the other ones she's been making, that's what I see. I see somebody who now understands what it takes to get through a Democratic primary, but of course I see what's going on behind the scenes, which is the massive amounts of money that she's taken from corporate America and the rich. And I know that her sympathies are not in line with the Bernie Sanders of the world and the Elizabeth Warrens of the world. Her sympathies are more in line with her husband, Bill Clinton, who is a very corporatist center-right Democrat, and President Obama, who again is a centrist Democrat or a center-right Democrat, very pro-establishment, very pro-corporatist. So yes, is it true that Hillary Clinton would be a better candidate than virtually any of the Republicans? Yes, of course. But does that mean that she's the best out of the Democrats? No. In fact, she's probably the worst out of the Democrats. She just learned what it takes to now get through a primary and hit the right talking points and gain more grassroots support.